everyone. Well, I hope you've all been having a lovely Christmas and New Year, whatever you're up to, whether you're with friends, family, whether you're on your own. Even if you're on your own, I'm on my own quite a lot of the time, over time. But, you know, there's always good stuff on the telly. But I had a good giggle with my family, had family round visiting at times, and but I'm also someone that kind of likes my time on my own as well. Yeah, but no, I had a nice time and I hope you all did too. But because obviously it's winter time here in the UK and it's been pretty frosty and frozen. I mean, where I am in Devon, we don't get so much of the snow and stuff that people do in, say, up north, but still. So yeah, I figured anyway it's winter, do a bit of a frosty picture. And obviously I'm working on pieces for my next tutorial book, and so I've been working on this image. So this whole picture I drew myself, but what I've done is blown it up a bit to section it out and blown it up bigger, and printed it off, which is no different to something you'd have in a colouring book. That's a picture that's, you know, been printed. And so I've coloured in this cup, yeah, a takeaway drinks cup sort of thing, and turned it using loads of different blues, alcohol marker blues, into a nice lovely frosty piece. So I figured, you know, I'm going to carry on and do a bit more of this frosty icy picture. So I've done a lot of white paint pen on some of the outlines, and you might think, oh, it's you can still see the outlines in a messy way. Well, that was intentional, to be honest. I wanted it to be, that's how I did this cup, this drinking cup. I wanted it to be scratchy and stuff because that adds to the frosty appearance. And at the end, the bits where I want it to be whiter, like I've done more white around that edge and over here, then I can just go over that afterwards. So I'm not, you know, too worried. And also just doing a sketchiness over the guidelines, it helps me to, you know, I'm not complete, I mean, I would see them anyway, but I'm not eradicating them completely so that you can't see where the guidelines are and I can't see, and so on. It's just helpful. So I've got a whole range of blues that I've already chosen that I've used on the cup. So I'm doing the whole thing in a bit of a, well, the same tones basically. And yeah, blurring a bit as I go. And I am, well, just to show you, I'm doing it little bit by little bit, but in reality I'd probably do the whole section all as one. But kind of, yeah, colouring as a tutorial for my books or for a YouTube video can sometimes mean, well, it can sometimes mean colouring, you know, a little bit differently, doing sections a bit differently. But yeah, I enjoy doing it anyway, so I'm just gonna carry on. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, I'm doing some of my darker blues here at the bottom, and just kind of doing an up and downy sort of thing. And yeah, going over some of the white lines, that's fine. The pizza's a different thing because I will have a bit of some browns going on in there, just as, instead of doing it entirely blues, just as little hint of things having a bit of colour. So these will obviously merge as they dry. The icicles I will do after, but that gives you an idea of the colours that I'm using to create this. A bit of frosty texture on the pizza in, you know, places, ridges sort of idea. So I'm just going in with my light colour, which I used actually as the base for this. So just dotty and scribbly and stuff, because it's going to be looking frosted, which means I'm going to be doing dotty sort of white paint pen on the top of it. Don't want it as blue as the box. I'm just gonna go in with another shade of blue, which is sort of medium blue, not darky. Which one's this? PB1. Obviously not everyone has exactly the same pens. I do understand that. I don't have the same pens as everybody else that might do colourings. You just kind of figure it out. Similar pens, similar shades, as long as you've got a good selection of colours, sorry, shades of each colour. I mean, you can't just have, you know, you can't expect to have a good piece and just have one red and one blue and one yellow marker pen. You're not gonna do an awful lot of shading with that. So I'm just gonna go over all this, merge it at the moment to get myself going with where I'm going with this and what other things I need to do. And this is colourless alcohol marker, and I've got quite a few of these as spares because I do get through them, and I also get through a lot of white Posca paint pens. I do use other brands, by the way, so I do have some of those as extras because, you know, colour, and even my coloured pencils and, you know, things I use a lot of, then I do like to have some in reserve. But if I don't have them, then, you know, you find, you know, if I don't have a colour of a certain pencil, my favourite pencils run out, yeah, I just make do. You have to, unless, you know, you're someone that can have endless supplies of every colour. So I'm just going over this with colourless pen. This will take a while to merge, and then I will go over it again because I want it to be merged as much as I can. So I can get a feel of this piece. I want to add in, start off with a bit of brown, just like I said, just to give a suggestion of the pepperoni pieces, and the crust. I'm not doing full colour pizza, it's just, you know, it's frozen pizza. I'm just want to give a suggestion, and therefore I'm just introducing a bit of brown for a subtle sort of additional colour, which I'm going to do like frosted over. So this is just suggestion, and I want to merge some of this base brown, because I don't want any of it too defined at the moment while I'm feeling my way with what I'm doing, but I also want to go, I would, if I wasn't filming this, I would probably go darker later, but I'm doing it now, so hey ho, here we go. This will all look totally different once I've finished off and done frosted stuff and icicles and stuff like that, but like I said, I want to sort of show a suggestion of colour. Just doing a base colour for the top of the pizza box. Oh, is my pen running out? Hopefully not. I'm sure I can get loads more out of it. I love the scribbly method, I really do. Love scribbling. So much more fun than being precise, but don't get me wrong, I do a lot of precise work as well. Do check out, please, if you're interested in more colouring stuffs, then I've got loads more tutorials on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe while you're watching this. And if you want to, you can follow my Helen Claire Art Facebook page, where I put loads of stuff and updates of what I'm up to, and also some freebie pictures and things like that. So do follow along. And this tutorial, along with loads of other stuff, will be in my latest book, which is coming out in 2026, which is the year we're in now. Colorist Special Effects Marker Pen, but it will be Marker Pen Book 2. And obviously I've got loads. This is the 7th book, so I've got loads that are based on colouring in pencils. So if that's something that interests you, then do take a look. My books are on Amazon. The link will be down below. And so let's get on with this, and I'm gonna, as I always do, go over with a previous or lighter colour or a colourless blender to get it blending and smooth, if that's how I want it to be, which is how I want it to be. So this will, flooding it with colourless, will work its magic here and blend this up here. I want a bit more bluey down here, but only a little bit, because that's inside the box and that's going to have frost on it, so I'm not worried about that being much colour. This is blended up quite nicely because I'm going to do this dotty, and yes, I'm okay at the moment with the browns, but I'll work with it as I go along, but for now that's okay. It's time to make this look like it is something. So, you know, do sometimes try and trust the process, because, you know, if it's someone like me following, we have sort of tried and worked this out, unless it's a test and a trial. But as you can see, I've already done this cup, and that worked out fine, I think. Do you think? So yeah, so now I'm adding some frosty icicles, and I'm not bothered about it being super perfect and thick, opaque. Well, thick. Opaque to me is a little bit transparent. That's what opaque is. So I'm quite happy to not at first always have using a white pen to be completely thick and solid. Sometimes with some of them it takes a few layers anyway, but sometimes in some techniques you want it to be a bit transparent, and in this case in some of the areas I do. Some of the areas I want it to be thicker, like here along the edge here I'm going to be more of as if it's a layer of settled snow, so I'm going to go a bit thicker and a bit dotty, but some of these are going to be icicles, in which case some I want not as thick because I want some sort of blue shades to show in between, and I might colour some over with another pen, and it just allows me to play around with it a little bit. Yeah, here's me stabbing at my oh, I haven't coloured this bit for, yeah, as you can see, having a background helps you to highlight the white more. I haven't actually filled this in. That's something I'm going to do, because otherwise if I have some drips coming off the top of the pizza box, it's not really going to show up, so I'm going to fill that in, and yeah, I'll show you more in a bit. So you can, over the white paint pen, once it's dried obviously, come back in with some colour after. I'm using alcohol markers, and just be aware to go over the white paint pen you'll need a slightly darker shade, because it will be lighter, basically. That's what I've learnt. I mean, you know, learn on your own, that's fine, but over the white paint pen a slightly darker shade, because I don't want all the icicles to be totally white. So I'm going over it to sort of icicle it down a little bit in some areas, and some of them are in the center of the icicles, and I might add more icicles in a bit. I haven't done any on the front actually. I wanted, yeah, why have I not done any on the front? Yeah, I need to do that. And some, let me just stab off, and I'm now going to go in with some frosting. So I'm just doing dotty things, you know how snow lands and it'll get dotty and frosty on the top of things, so that's what I'm doing here. I want some icicles there. There's all sorts I want to do to this, but I am happy. What do you think? It's fun, it's quick, fast techniques, and trust in the process. Or don't. Have a go or don't, but hopefully it's fun watching and learning something. And apparently where I live, instead of the frost, we're meant to now have nearly a week of rain. So maybe I'll end up doing a rain picture after the frost picture. Who knows? Let me just stab off this again. So hopefully you can see, and it might take a few layers because some bits I'll want totally white and some I want a bit less, you know, translucent, some of the colour coming through, and hence when I said I'm doing the scratchy outlines at the start, I'm not bothered about it being solid white. It's because it gives another dimension and gives me the opportunity to have colour showing through if I want it showing through. So, but yeah, I want more icicles down here and there, but you know, it's looking all right at the moment. And just to show you, because I'm not going to colour the whole thing for you here, but just to show you that what you can do is take a blue sharp pencil and just do a little shadow under some of the icicles. And if you want to, you can go over, obviously, with some pencil. This is not finished. I'm going to end up doing dotty snow and some more on here on the pizza, so the pizza looks all lovely and, well, not lovely and frozen. Oh, frozen, yes, covered in snow, definitely something that you would want to eat. This is probably overly frozen. I'll do a little bit more. Dot, dot, dot for the crispy looking snow. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this. Not going to film the whole thing. But I will show it on my Facebook page when I'm finished. Very therapeutic is this dotting. Yeah, and I want some more icicles coming down here. A bit more dottiness. But you get the idea. And God, I could carry on forever. Well, I will, because I'm determined I'm gonna do a lot more on this page. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this as far as I've taken it. And yeah, check out my other videos and my tutorial books on how to colour in pens and pencils. And yeah, I will do some more soon. So yeah, take care. Bye.